Hi, boys and girls. It's Pastor Scott. I'm back with another story. Hope you enjoyed the first one, and we'll keep sharing some of these with you. We talked about God creating everything that had been made, and He stopped. That last creation was man and woman, and how that was very good. And then on the seventh day, you remember what God created then? Nothing. He rested. And just like He rested on the seventh day, He wants us to take a day to rest as well. Let's talk about man's first home. At the beginning of the world, God made all things, made that special home also for the people that He had made. It was actually a garden. It's called the Garden of Eden. No garden has ever been made since then that was half as beautiful as the garden that God had planted for Adam and Eve. This garden was filled with many different types of plants and trees and flowers because God knew that His people would need food to eat. So He planted many tiny seeds in the garden. Some grew to be great trees with every kind of fruit on their branches, apples and dates, pears, peaches, cherries, bananas, many more. Some of the seeds grew into little plants bearing all kinds of good things to eat. Carrots, potatoes, corn, wheat, every other kind of food you can think of. And because God wanted His people to have beautiful things in their homes too, some of the seeds grew into lovely flowers, and some into tall palm trees with great shady leaves. Oh, God's first garden was a wonderful place. It was everything that anyone could ever wish for. Not a thing was forgotten. Oh, and there were animals too. These animals were given to Adam and Eve for friends. There was the friendly dog to live with them, a strong horse to work for them. There was the lion, the deer, the sheep. You keep naming the animals, they were there. Too many to count. And there were beautiful birds that filled the air with their beautiful songs. There was a beautiful river running through the Garden of Eden. It watered the trees and the plants and the flowers so that they would grow. And there the animals and the birds could also drink. God made everything in this lovely garden and gave it to Adam and Eve. And they took care of the garden. They gave names to all the animals and to the birds. And God taught them how to rule over the garden. And He showed Adam how to care for the animals and how to care for the birds. And God said, I made all these fruit trees and food plants for you and for the animals who live in the garden with you. These fruit and plants shall be food for you. And Adam and Eve were filled with happiness in their beautiful garden home. They were happy because of the beauty all around them. They were happy because of the many good things to eat that God had given them. And they were happy because of their many animal and bird friends who were there to keep them company and to help them. And they were happy because they had each other as well. But they were the happiest of all because every day God came into the garden to walk with them and to talk with them in the cool of the evening. And if you love Jesus and if you've been washed in His blood, someday you will go to live in a garden as beautiful as the Garden of Eden. It's called paradise or heaven. And it's the garden where Jesus will live with His people. God bless you, boys and girls. Hope to see you again real soon.